Hey guys, so on today's video I have a few tips and tricks if you'd like to use them to help you survive in the treacherous world of Kingdom Come Deliverance. So let's get right into that. Tip 1, you should never ever have to buy any armor or weapons at all. Ever. The only thing you should spend your money on is lockpicks, um, food, and that's rarely, and repairing your gear if you don't want to do it yourself. Um, Now, if you do the main storyline up until you get to Ratai and you go see Sir Radzik, um, and he takes you into his service, after that you get armor and weapon and even a horse. After you get that, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want in the game. For me, the easier way I get a lot of weapons and gear and whatnot, it's just raiding bandit camps. So tip number 2, save all your money, uh, buy the lockpicks that you need, and your savior snaps. Every ale house have them, so you can stack up on those. That those two things are really the only things you should spend your gold on, your money on. Everything else you can just acquire around the world. And another tip, just in case you didn't know, on your inventory there are several things you can move to your horse. Your horse can also carry quite a bit, just like you have a carrying capacity. Your horse does as well. Now, when you do upgrade, then different horses have different carrying capacities, but Pebbles is your first horse. He can carry quite a bit for you. And you see that option down here, push X to move to horse. And then to recall it, once you push I to bring up this menu, you just click on horse. And then you just push X again to move to inventory. It's super easy, super helpful. This is how you track your quests and how he tells you can only have so many quests tracked at a time. So you cannot untrack something and track something that you want. If you're in that city, you want to knock it out, you want to be able to find your objective. So you go to your quest log up here, and then you just double click or you just push X or whatever it is. So I just dropped this one and I just picked up the scavenger one, and now it'll show on my map where it is. This is it right here. So if I go out and push M, and this is it. Go back to the quest log. I can drop the scavenger one. I can even drop main missions. Now I can pick up whatever I want here. I can drop that. I can drop this. So depending on where you are and you want to knock out all the quests for that area, just go into your quest log, double click on whatever you need to drop, and then double click on whatever you want to pick up, and it'll just show you right on your map what you need to do and your objectives and everything. So just a quick tip there to help you guys out a little bit. I have a few tips for you guys today for the different builds that you are looking for. So for me, for this playthrough, I'm going super stealthy, um, a lot of dagger kills, a lot of bow kills. When I play these kind of games, I play one of two ways, either really stealthy or really heavily armored, toe-to-toe, in your face. So for this playthrough, I'm doing my stealth character. As you can see, my preferred weapon is the bow. I use my bow a lot for almost everything. Um, so for me, the strength stat, not really that important. I'll show you how I set up my character if you want to play something similar. And let's get into that right now. So, I go this perk I think is really important. The golden tongue perk. You can open that up right away actually, very early on in the game. So what this does is it gives you two bonus points to your speech, which allows you to haggle better. So that way you gain a lot more gold from selling, or you pay a lot less when you're buying. So that's a really, really good perk too. Savage is another great one. This adds one to 1 point to your agility, strength, speech, and vitality um, when you're in the woods. And we do spend a lot of time in the woods, chasing down bandits, hunting, etc. So you do a lot more damage when you're out there with this perk. So I highly recommend this one as well. First aid, you're definitely gonna need that. Because in this game, it's you can die pretty easily. You can get surrounded really, really quick if you don't do it just right, and you'll take a lot of bleeding damage. I bled to death a couple times, and you definitely want to be able to bandage yourself so you won't bleed to death. So first aid, as soon as you can, put some points into that. Now blood letter, it's really really important. In combat, once you put a few arrows in your opponents and they start bleeding, they have a really, really high chance of running away. So when you do get surrounded, you do get that 2 or 3 or 4v1, um, and you just put a few arrows into each opponent, if after a while they're just gonna turn around and run away. So Bloodletter is a really really good perk to help you survive a little longer, because at that point it just becomes to who can hold on for the longest. So if you're not bleeding like they are and you can hold on for a bit, or if you have enough stamina to run around for a bit, um, to the point where they just give up, because that happens a lot more often than you think. Um, Once they start bleeding, they're gonna run away. So Bloodletter is perfect for that. All right. Feint and Bailman is also really good, um, especially when they try to get away on their horse. You can unhorse them, so that's really good perk too. Now under skills, like I said, this character is super stealthy. So very early on, you can unlock this as well. Um, Stealth kill. So all you need is a dagger. You don't have to have the dagger equipped, just have it in your inventory. And then once you crouch up to the person from behind, it'll give you the option to either knock them out with your takedown or stealth kill with your dagger. Now, Crouching Chameleon is another great one. So how this works is once you find your opponent, you're crouching and they're a bit away. What I do is I whistle, and then they come inspecting what's going on, and I'm crouched behind something, and they walk right past me, because when you're not moving and you crouch down, you get a huge bonus to your stealth, meaning you can go unnoticed super easily. They walk right past me, and then you either take them down or you do your stealth kill, whatever it is that you're doing. Um, Reading, as soon as you get to Ratai, I think, it's very important that you pick this up, because you'll have a few maps that leads to very interesting things, and you want to be able to read the maps. So this is very important. It doesn't cost that much, and it's super fast to do. So I really think you should invest some points into reading as well. Like I said, my preferred weapon is the bow, and there are quests that require you to hunt game and to bring skins back. And you can't do that if your bow skills and your hunting skills are not at a certain level. After you level them up, you'll be able to get some of these perks here. Tenor, I'm able to skin. Um, and with Wild Heart, I'm able to get up very close, because if you don't know how to use the bow, you're going to miss 100 shots, even if they're a foot from you. So the closer you can get, the better it is. And then antlers, I can get antlers from the animals that have antlers, like your jackalopes and your deers and whatnot. So these perks are really important to me because I love the bow, and hunting is really fun. And being able to get as much as you can from that animal to sell, that's great. That's how you make some easy money. Blood rush. So how this works is, um, I'll stealth up and get my first kill, and then this will give me a 50% attack bonus and stamina regen towards everything else I do. So my next opponent, I can one-shot him, no problem with my bow. especially with my bow skill at its current level. Blood Rush, I think, as soon as you can get it, Blood Rush is super, super important that you do put those points into it. All right, and Marathon. Um, this is a very, very important skill. Now you do run a little slower, but you can go the distance before you get tired. Now, with this perk, I find myself being able to outrun a lot of opponents. Because how this game works is these um, these things affect you heavily. Um, like you get tired so quick, you lose a lot of energy when you're sword fighting, or if you hold your arrow too long. I mean, it's they affect you big time. But I find that they don't affect your opponents as much as they affect you, which is just crazy. I think the guys at Warhorse spend a lot of time making sure that all these things work against you quickly, and they forget that they have to make the same things work against your opponents too, which they don't really do. So with Marathon, um, you can run to where you need to set yourself up so you won't get surrounded as easily. Because I find myself being able to run and jump over a gate, and then I can pick opponents off with my bow before they jump over that same gate. So Marathon's very important for this play. It fits right into the playstyle. I have a couple points here because you do need to use the sword at some point. But mostly I have them here for carrying capacity under the mule perk. Right now, I'm at 137, 138. If you can carry more, that's more you can loot and that's more you can sell. So definitely want to put some points into these. Your speech. Now, for speech, it's pretty important. Um, you don't always have to fight. If you can persuade people to do what you want, that's a great way of getting out of a lot of trouble, or a great way of getting a lot more money for where you're haggling, or paying a lot less when you're trying to sell. When you're trying to buy. This triple perk right now, I can get all my laundry services for free at the baths, or other services. They also come for free. This is a great perk. The Highborn perk, every time you're talking to a noble, you get +3 to your speech, so you can get a lot more money out of them, or they can treat you a lot better. Um, so when you can get these two perks, I recommend you get these first, because they're brilliant perks. So that is how I set up my character, and I hope this video helped you guys at least a little bit. If it did, please let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys subscribe for more. See you guys later.